Thanks for joining me on my journey of spiritual growth, restoration, and most importantly, transformation. You've got a front row seat, so take my hand as we journey together. We're on the Epiphany, y'all. Hey everybody, it's your girl Joanna Lynn. I am here for episode 19, Emotional Masterpiece. So the last couple weeks I've been really spiritual, scriptural with y'all, and I just want to get down and just talk to you girl to girl, girl to guy, face to face, friend to friend, and and just really talk about some things. I usually try to record my episodes at night, Wednesday nights. Most of the time I get home from youth and then I start to record. But last night, I'm not gonna lie, I was in a pretty bad mood. Not angry, but hurt, depressed. I've been crying. There's some things going on with me. Really the last few weeks my emotions have kind of been up and down, up and down. I hope you're not one of those biased people that just think, oh, that's just a woman's nature. No, you guys are emotional too. Y'all just want to hide it behind them muscles and mustaches, but that's for another day. So yeah, I was in my feelings, I was in my emotions. I'm not afraid to admit it, and I just really didn't feel like talking. I didn't feel like recording the episode. I felt like my emotions, my sad and depressing emotions were going to come through and you all were going to hear my voice, and I was like, but that's not the point of my podcast. My podcast is supposed to be uplifting and encouraging and showing you that there's life after trauma, that there's good after bad, but the fact is sometimes we experience bad, and I need to be real with y'all on every level. That is the whole reason for me doing this podcast, is not to sit back and only recognize the good days, but I want to recognize the bad days. I know a couple weeks ago in the episode about PTSD, I talked about the fear and the things that I faced from what I had been through. But it's really been a lot. When I first kind of got out on my own, I was having really bad nightmares because of the trauma, and the last few weeks I've been having those nightmares again, and it's really weird because well, I can't say it's weird. The enemy really likes to play on your mind. It's like he has his radar and he's like, oh, she's in a good place, let me bring her back down. It feels like every time you're taking 10 steps forward, something pushes you 20 steps back. And I've been in a good place. My life is changing. If you don't know, I got me a little boo. We're going to talk about that on another episode. And he probably going to kill me for saying it. But I got to be real with y'all. That's what I said I would do. And I'm here for it, y'all. So I've been in a really good place. The last few months have been amazing for me. And then it's like, boom, the last 3 weeks just hit me. And it's just been thing after thing after thing. And it's like, what is going on? Like, almost like a hurricane just came in and pushed me all the way back. And so maybe a week ago, maybe last week, I went to bed. I was happy. There was nothing wrong with me. I wasn't thinking about my past. I wasn't afraid. I went to bed, all right, good night. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Saw my friends, did my thing. It was probably about 11:30. I woke up 2:45 from a nightmare. And the thing with my dreams, they're always so realistic. So in this dream, um, my ex was there, and we were in a car together, well, in a truck together that I didn't recognize, and we were at a place, and I just remember him getting angry. I don't remember why, but that was the norm for our relationship. So that was natural that I would dream about that. But for whatever reason, we were at this fast food place, and he got really upset with one of the employees. And so it was me, him, my mom, and his daughter. So we all go to get in the car to leave. And this employee came running outside. So I guess we must have pissed him off, or maybe we stole something. I mean, I really don't know. You know how dreams are kind of patchy? Like, you don't really understand why things are happening, and it doesn't always make sense. So I'm in the driver's seat and I'm trying to pull off, and this employee comes running in front of the car, and I'm trying to stop, like, cause the dude is in front of us, and my ex was, in the passenger seat, and he was like, "I told you to go." I was like, "Well, no, there's somebody in front of us," and he like pushed my leg to push down on my foot into the gas pedal and made me zoom and literally run over this employee. So like I killed him with the car. And then we're like speeding down the highway because at this point the cops are coming after us and we're thinking we're going to go to jail. So I'm like crying and distraught. And all this is going on in my dream. And then we stop at Walmart because we get this bright idea that we're going to go on the run and we're just going to pick up some supplies like sleeping bags and food. And we're just going to go on the run. And the cops will never catch us for just murdering somebody. Um, so we're in Walmart, and him and his daughter go to another section, and then me and my mom are together, and my mom is like shaking because she's so afraid. And I was like, "Mom, we can leave him. He'll never know." And so we run to the truck, and me and my mom get in the truck and we like speed out of the parking lot because we're afraid for our lives. Um, and that's the point where I woke up in tears, full of sweat, heart beating so fast. You could have swore this happened in real life. Like I was distraught. And as soon as I realized, like, oh my God, it was a dream, it's not real, I started praying. I started praying over myself. I went, took a hot shower. At this point, it's like 3:30 in the morning, and my heart would not stop beating fast. So bad to the point where I couldn't even go back to sleep. I got in the bed and I just watched TV the rest of the night. And the fact is, that dream had so many parts of it that have happened to me. Um, there was a time where we were on the highway arguing, and I tried to get off on the exit because I wanted to get out of the car, and he pushed my leg to make me. We were going like 100 miles an hour. That's real life. Um, I think the ending where me and my mom left is it really kind of reminds me of how I left. I was afraid, but I knew I had to get away. And so all of those pieces of that dream, although it was so very mixed matched and I didn't understand where it came from, it really just highlighted old events and old emotions, and my body just naturally reacted because that's how it would react in the past. And so all throughout the rest of the night, my heart was beating fast. I was nauseous, like I was going to throw up. Like I had a physical reaction to an emotional dream. And that's what I really want to talk about, the fact that emotions are real, y'all. And I could sit here and tell you all day long, read the word of God, declare joy and peace and love over your life. Know that, tears and sorrow are here at night, but joy cometh in the morning. That is true. But we have to we have to realize where we're at so we can speak against those things. So the very next morning, I knew the enemy was messing with my mind. So I said, I'm not going to allow this. I had to declare who I was, that my mind belonged to Christ, that I am a child, I am a daughter of the King. I have to remind myself who I am. And so I really just want to tell you guys that the whole point of me saying this is you overcome. Overcome, okay? That's a very important word. Y'all pay attention to that. You overcome your obstacles. Um, but it doesn't mean it just magically erases it like it never happened. You can move past it, you can move forward, but sometimes things happen. Emotions will arise, memories, flashbacks, things will come back, but you have to battle them. You have to remind yourself how far you've gotten, that you're not in that place anymore. And sometimes it's hard. I had to get up for work and I didn't want to go to work. That dream sucked the life out of me. I immediately was depressed. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't feel like smiling, which is like, what's wrong with you, girl? Joanna always smiling. I just wasn't myself. I wasn't myself, but I had to recognize the emotions. I had to speak against them and choose to feel differently. Even in, like I said last night, I wasn't in the best mood. I almost didn't even record this podcast because I was like, I just don't feel like talking. I can't be encouraging right now. I can't be supportive right now. Heck, I need somebody to encourage me. I need somebody to support me. But y'all, I just want you to know, the road gets rocky, the road gets tough. But that's why I said we're journeying together. When when I felt like I couldn't push through this episode, and then I was reminded by God why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to show you that you're not alone, to show you that you're not the only one. So, how fair is it for me to mask all my pain and act like everything is all happy all the time? Because it ain't. The truth is, I'm not happy all the time. I do remember the things that I've been through. I am experiencing new pain and new trauma. And something that reminded me of the episode very, very beginning about having the heart of Jesus, something that has been extremely hard for me my entire life was having this big, compassionate heart and always loving people through their problems. I've always been a lover. Even in someone's wrong, I always find justification. I always find um, a line to meet them in the middle, to agree with them, to understand their motives. Even when we talk about like mass murderers or people that kill their families, I don't think it's right. But I can put myself in their shoes and say, only God knows the things that they've been through. They're mentally distraught and they felt like that was the only way. So being compassionate and loving people, the harsh reality is they don't always love you back. And someone with great wisdom once told me, we can't hold everyone accountable to our own standards. And that's so true because I'm loving, I'm forgiving, and I can see past your bad. Doesn't mean that you can see past my bad. You might not be mature enough. You might not want to forgive. So it gets hard because my mind wants to tell me like, oh, forget them. They ain't treating you right. They not doing right by you. They don't really care about you. You get in an argument with your friend, or you pass words with your spouse, and your mind, you want to be petty, you want to be ugly, you want to say all the bad things, do all the bad things, you want to get them back, you want to show them how much they hurt you, you want to hurt them back, you want to seek revenge. That's what our flesh wants us to do. But then this heart that God gave me, even while someone is trampling me, I still see the best in them. I still understand why they're hurting me. I still understand why they did what they did. And I still forgive them. And I still pray for them. And I still love them. But when people aren't receptive of me, you kind of get into this point where you feel like you have to constantly prove yourself. Like, if I have been loyal to you for years and one event causes you to question my loyalty, did you just throw out the last year or two? Did you just wash it out? And I'm talking about in marriages, in families. You know, there's been times where my family has misjudged me. Even when I was in their relationship, we would miss events. We would miss, holidays and birthday parties, all because we were arguing and weren't living right. And then I would have to hear, none of them would ever say it to my face, but I would hear from my cousins or my auntie or my mama, that don't make no sense. Joanna could have been here. Joanna missed her own brother. I mean, she just don't care. She's selfish. No, y'all know I'm not selfish. Y'all know that.